It's time for Bet On It, brought to you by Warhorse Sportsbook, the best place in Nebraska to place your sports bets. Go to warhorsecasino.com to check out all they have to offer, or make sure you get to Lincoln, Omaha to place your sports bets. See if you can make a little money off of DB
Omaha
and all of his wisdom.
Yeah.
His black magic. We were talking in the group chat, and D. Marinas goes, "Hey, so what the F's happening with the Big Ten?" I go, no one in the world knows except for DB because he's a witch.
You watch a lot of sports, man.
I understand that. Listen, I don't know anybody that watches more basketball than you, D. Marinas, and Jacob. And somehow they're confused, and you're just like, Minnesota over Michigan. Duh.
Yeah. I like it.
There's a little bit of witchcraft happening. That's all I'm saying.
Going back to my old conference today, though.
Where are we living today?
We're going back to the AC Sizzle.
Oh, I thought maybe you're going Big 12.
No, I took a good hard look at that.
Yeah.
A good hard look at that.
Okay. What do we got?
Because I do like Kansas tonight.
Do you?
And it gives me the willies.
Like in Kansas in general?
Yeah.
What's the
it's not a
2.5 point favorite at home?
It's not a good basketball team.
I don't think so either.
I think they're searching. I don't think they know what to do with their lineups. But I'm going to the Atlantic Coast Conference.
Good old ACC basketball.
And I like Pitt. I think they hammer Virginia tonight.
Really?
Yeah, it's 13.
You had a good feel on Pitt when they played Carolina.
I like Pitt plays hard.
And Virginia's not very good.
Very physical on offense. Pitt plays hard.
Big fave at home, 12.5.
I like Pittsburgh.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You like Pitt? Is Pitt a lock?
Yeah, lock it up.
You like Kansas, but you lock Pitt.
Yeah, lock it up.
Okay.
And you know what's funny? Like watching these games, and by the way, you should. So we're at the dinner table.
Not a super heavy night of games tonight.
It's not a good slate.
Yeah.
Which would be time for me to maybe get back on the eat something good train.
Okay.
Although Chicago was fine.
Where'd you eat in Chicago? Anywhere good?
I had a good fish sandwich.
Yeah.
But
you were in Champaign though. You weren't in Chicago for the most part.
Right.
Okay.
It's all Champaign.
Oh yeah. So you weren't eating in Chicago.
So I had a really good fish sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else at the table got pork tenderloin, which I wanted, but I caved because I'm like, well, three pork tenderloins. I don't want to be.
You just didn't want to be.
No, I'm so stupid. I was like, I just want to look at a different sandwich. I think I'll get the fish.
So you ordered something you didn't want just because everybody else had ordered it?
But I did kind of want it.
Okay.
I just wanted the tenderloin more. It's just that everybody else got the tenderloin.
Was that like one of your weird competitive things happening there, or what was that?
So I forgot that I was eating with 3 other guys, but in my head I was like, well, if they don't finish, I'll eat that. But
okay.
I know.
All right.
It's not very smart.
That's all right.
That's fine.
And then the one good place in the morning, Nail Street Blues.
Oh yeah.
But outside of that, it was I DoorDash once, and then I grabbed some chicken sticks at the airport. So it was light.
Yeah.
I want a good home cooked meal.
What are you thinking?
Last decent day of weather. It'll be something outside.
Yeah. Although it's gonna be cold by the time you're out cooking it.
Oh no, I can gut it.
You're gonna have to.
It's 20 a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it'll be warmer than that, but the wind's gonna be nasty.
Yeah, I bundle up.
You gotta get you got the vest going already.
So sitting with a Duke fan. So we got West Side Central.
Okay.
Because we're with Kirkman, so we're watching basketball on the phones at the dinner.
Yeah.
During social hour, we weren't being social. There's 4 guys sitting at their own table.
Did I not predict? Did you go back and read through the chats with you, Marinas, and Padilla?
And you're like, yeah, they were wondering where I was.
And I go, he's watching this debacle on his phone at the butt kiss dinner.
So about every 2 hours, the rest of that night, about every hour and a half, Queen would screenshot me the score.
Is Queen a Duke fan?
Yes.
That kind of makes sense.
So he's sitting right next to me.
He seems like a Duke fan.
He's like, hey, it's 40-16. It's 54-31. It's like, hey, Carolina cut it to 27. He's like, hey, at least they showed some fight. Like, So it's like 11:20, and I'm already crabby because I didn't eat the dinner at the dinner.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting in the lobby, and I'm waiting for my DoorDash order, and he like screenshots the score to me, and by then I'm just like fed up.
You're just done with that, dude.
Oh God.
Well, you told me he's mean spirited.
I at one point I did think Duke would cover twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They thought they thought about it.
They were pushing it. It was 27 at one point, I think.
Because what did the number end up being?
14.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't remember where it
I was
closed.
like, shoot, Duke may cover this thing twice.
Yeah, that was a little rough. A little rough out there.
It's not
looking good for your guy Hubie.
No, it's not. It's not my guy.
That's your fave.
No.
So who are you going to get?
I don't know.
That's the question, right? It's the $1 million question. Who are you going to go get?
I don't know. Is Anthony Davis going to be available? Maybe get him for a bag of peanuts. Come back to college.
Why are you going to get Calipari?
How about what he did?
That was unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Walking into that place.
I was low-key kind of rooting for him.
I was too.
Like, I don't know why.
I was too.
I don't know how I became like the Calipari defender.
You are the apologist of the show.
And I don't understand why.
You clowned his offense forever.
And I still do. Like, it's not very good.
Hated on Hurley's offense.
And
have now come back around on Cal.
Let me clarify here. You're not painting me in a corner on this.
Nobody puts baby in the corner.
That's right. And I am a baby. I was not clowning Hurley's offense. I was simply stating it was not as complex as everybody in the free world.
But I was with you, though.
I
actually was vibing with you. Were you shocked at how they just hammered Marquetti?
A little, but I don't. UConn's bipolar this year. Like, they really are. They're from one game to, because we saw them, they lost 3 straight in November to subpar competition out in their exemption tournament. They had another, they were going 500 in their last 6 against some iffy competition right here in Big East play. But they're as capable as anyone on any given night. It's just a matter of which UConn shows up that night.
Mm-hmm.
And I have no idea on any given night which UConn's going to show up. So I'm a little surprised they hammered Marquette, but it's also like, that's a game you get up for. Kind of makes sense. I don't know what the
Saturday's going to be a doozy.
Great in Marquette.
Yeah,
it is. It really is.
Be
That's a big one. And
by then in the Big Ten, how many games will Maryland have won in a row? Because they're at 4 and counting.
Who do they have next?
They got. I think they're Tuesday, Friday this week. I just looked at them because I'm a big.
So they've got 4 in a row. They've got Ohio State, Rutgers, Thursday, Sunday,
and we need them to beat Ohio State.
Yeah, so they're actually projected to lose to Ohio State on the road to Ken Palm, but it's a coin flip.
We need Ohio State to take one,
and then they're supposed to hammer Rutgers at home.
They'll have Harper back this weekend, I think.
Yeah,
although it's high ankle, but he sure was skirting pom-pomming on the sidelines.
Those high, I know, but it's the cutting. Like, that high ankle is going to be rough.
No, I get it.
I don't know. I don't think they get both of them this weekend or this week.
So Oregon and Indiana have both lost 3 in a row.
Yeah. Indiana doesn't surprise me because you know how I feel about Indiana.
And I'm telling you, Nebraska's a game behind Iowa, who they're still going to be kicking themselves over that one. A game behind Ohio State, a game behind Oregon, a game behind Indiana, and a game behind SC. All 5-win teams in the conference.
Yeah, so they're a game and a half because SC's behind a game.
Yeah.
So they've only got 5 losses. But yeah, there's 4 6-loss teams right ahead of them. And Nebraska's right there. They went from 17th to 14th in a week.
And a couple of the teams are doing what we need them to do. Needed Penn State to come on back.
Penn State came back.
Sold late.
Rutgers came back a little bit. Northwestern's banged up. Like, there's
that's a tough 8. That was
a path for Nebraska to.
Did you see Collins have to give that interview?
Yeah,
after this? It's tough.
I like Collins a little bit too.
Do you?
I think he's okay. Yeah, I appreciate that's a tough job and that he really loves it. And I don't know. There's something about that kind of endears me to him.
You ready to say who you think the best team in the Big Ten is?
No, I guess Michigan State still. I feel like that's the default answer.
Is Maryland the scariest? You're not gonna let me talk you into Maryland because of my affinity for Queen and Gillespie, are you?
Yeah, no, I'm not.
They're good.
Not the scariest. I think they are scary. Like,
is it a Willard thing?
Yeah,
you know him like the back of your hand.
I hate Willard. I think he's terrible. Wow. Not as bad as Holloway, but he's not good. I'm not a Wheeler guy at all.
Oh, I know.
Like,
What about Michigan?
I'd fight that dude in an alley.
Still turn the ball over too much?
Way too much.
Yeah, they're still 8-2 somehow. Though.
I get that. I don't trust them. And somehow I don't know how good Michigan State is, and they're just like, we're 18-3. Don't worry about it. And I'm like, well, I'm not really sure what to do with that. That's Bet on It, brought to you by Warhorse Sportsbook.